Hello and welcome back to Ministry of Flavour, where today we're going to be transforming these very overripe and practically inedible bananas into this very edible banana bread. Let's get straight down to business. So to start, we're going to need 4 very overripe bananas, and these really were overripe. As you can see, they're practically growing legs and walking out of the kitchen. In terms of actual weight you'll need, I'll try and give an estimation over on the blog, but essentially just use 4 normal sized bananas. So for the record, that means no micro bananas and no giant oversized bananas. You know the ones, the kind that make people raise an eyebrow when they're stood in the queue for the till. Okay, so just 4 normal, middle of the road bananas. So first we're going to peel and mash our bananas into a bowl. Also, apologies if you're wondering why some of this video has a slightly Saving Private Ryan jumpy quality to it. Who knew that frame rate was a thing and that I had it set way higher than it should have been? So sorry for that. Eventually things will calm down to a much smoother 24 frames per second. So back to the bananas. You can see me using a fork here. I mean, a potato masher would work just as well. If you really have a thing for cleaning your food processor, you could use that, but it's not necessary. So don't do that. Now that the bananas have been mushed, it's time to get on with the rest of the bread mix, which is close to cake batter, but I'm not one to argue over semantics here. So here I've got a bowl into which initially I'm going to weigh out some plain flour. All ingredient amounts over on the website as per usual. Next I'm adding a pinch of salt, followed by some baking powder. Now if that looks like an awful lot of baking powder I'm adding, it is in fact only 2.5 teaspoons. But I could only find my tiny half teaspoon measuring spoon. So trust me, it might look like a lot of baking powder, but it's not. Next, we're weighing out some light brown soft sugar into a mixing bowl, followed by 2 eggs and then 4 tablespoons of melted butter. Now it's time to grab the electric hand whisk and mix this all together until it's slightly increased in volume. Now I'm adding in our mushed bananas until mostly combined before adding in our flour, salt and baking powder mixture. Now that everything's mixed in, I'm adding in some dark chocolate and mixing. If you really want, you could substitute this for an equivalent amount of walnuts, but in my opinion, dark chocolate works better here against the bananas. And that's it. The banana bread mixture is ready. Quite a simple one, really. Here you can see me pouring it into my ever-ready prepared 2-pound loaf tin. Never actually that easy to pour something towards a camera. Not as easy as it looks. Once this is all in, you want to slide it into a 170-degree oven for about an hour, or until a cake tester comes out clean. After which you should be left with something which looks like this. And now it's time for the ever important slice shot. And there we are. Honestly, this was delicious, if not entirely nutritious, but a really good way to use up overripe bananas. So if you've got any lying around, I do recommend this one. See you next time.